The following podcast is brought to you exclusively by the Rad Rob Radio Network.
On this edition of Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill, we pay tribute to our fallen friend, PBA Pro, the late, great Jakob Butturff, affectionately known to all of us that know him as Butters. We have a couple special guests tonight. We have a outpouring of support. We have messages from pros. It's going to be a hard show, but we're going to laugh, we're going to love, we're going to cry, and we're going to remember our friend. Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill starts now.
Hey, champion Kyle Troop.
Hey y'all, Jakob Butturff here.
Hey guys, Chuck Ritchie here, formerly of Bowl TV.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Schaefer of track staff at Valley Bowling Center in Waverly, New York.
And you're listening to Straight Up 5.
Yo, the boys from Straight Up 5.
Todd McGill is one of the nicest people I've ever met.
But he doesn't have the best hair in the world. I do. Sorry, bud, but you know the deal. Pick it out. Fear the fro, baby.
Welcome to Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill. A hard-hitting, cutting-edge look into the world of bowling. This podcast will not only feature bowling, but we'll give you a raw look into real-life issues. We've had the biggest and brightest stars from the past, future, and present on this show, as we strive to bring you the best the sport of bowling has to offer. So without further delay, let's introduce you to the host of your show, Rad Rob Francois, and your featured host, Todd McGill.
Hey guys, welcome back to Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill. I'm your host, Rad Rob Francois. It's episode 205. And sorry for the technical difficulties. It's probably Butters playing jokes on us. We have a very special guest tonight. So we were working with him to get his audio straight because he has he's a good friend of Butters and wants to pay his respects. So I want to make sure we got that straightened out. So apologize for being late. And this is it is what it is. Todd had the idea to scrap any guests we would have had this week and do a tribute show to Butters. So that's exactly what we're doing. He was a guest early on in the incarnation of Straight Up 5, which we'll play a clip from that here in a little bit. But Butters was a very good friend of Johnny Petraglia Jr., who was one of the founders of this show. And so that's how we had Butters on, and they were super, super close. And so I got to talk to him for for over an hour. And, we became friends after that. We exchanged phone numbers, and, we wouldn't talk a lot, but, we'd always check up on each other here and there. And, whenever somebody passes, I can't take them out of my phone. Like I still scroll through, there's several family members, friends, pro wrestlers I was friends with, and I just can't take their name out of my phone. So in any event, let's see who is in our chat tonight. We got 210 average bowler. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you being here. Good evening from behind the drill press, Modesto, California. My buddy Alex Bermudez. Hello, sir. We got Pete Cow in the house. I'm glad you can make it. Chase Nadu, very good friend of Jacob as well. And we have a bunch of messages from his friends that we're going to put on screen. And Chase was kind enough to do that, even though it's super, super tough. So appreciate that, Chase. Sorry for your loss, brother. Fake Jamie Gillis in the house. R.I.P. Butters, absolutely. We got Nico Puhar, my buddy. Wants an I do. We'll still do the I do's.
I do.
Love the I do's. Alex wants one too.
I do.
There you go. There's your I do's. What else we got here? You want to? Oh yeah. So next week I'm going to light the house hacks on fire when it comes to the PBA regionals. What Andy Murray had to say yesterday about it. That's not for tonight, but we will absolutely get to that next week. And we're going to have Deandra Asbeatty on the phone or on the show as well. So we'll cover that with her and get her thoughts on that. So yes, pray for D-Ron Booker as well, who was recently diagnosed with cancer. He's also a friend of the show. So yes, thoughts and prayers go out to D-Ron and his family. I have several friends right now and family members are going through cancer. It's rough, but yes, we'll absolutely pray for our friend D-Ron. We got Adita 901. What's going on? Welcome to the show. Yeah, man. We just started. I'm already getting teary-eyed. So let's bring in the featured host of this show. He is the national sales manager for Bolify. He is the general manager of Gilmore Lanes outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. My very good friend, the recently recovering neck patient, Todd McGill. What's up, brother?
Hi, guys. How are you, Rob?
Hanging in there, man.
Yeah.
Hanging in there. It's been a rough week.
What else can we do, sir?
Yeah, but it's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. And I was thinking the same thing when you texted me and said, you know what, we should make this show about Butters. And I absolutely agree. We're on the same brainwave there. So I appreciate you bringing that up to me privately because that's absolutely the right thing to do this week. I don't care. I mean, and there's a lot to talk about in bowling, but I don't care.
That stuff can all wait.
Yeah, it's still going to be there. Yeah,
it's still going to be there. That's right.
Our buddy's not. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate you being here. Craig, whammy number 8. What's going on, sir? Nico wants to know if you're doing okay, bud. I know you're having a couple bad days here, but from last week to now, has it gotten worse? Gotten better?
Some days are better than others. I keep getting these stupid headaches, which they told me I would.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, yesterday was by far the worst day I had. I had a headache the entire day, and it never let up. Today, knock on wood, it hasn't hit me today with a headache, but I've just been sore today.
Mm-hmm.
I never really got comfortable yesterday, and so I've had some good and some bad days. But I think overall we're still progressing properly, and I've been taking it as easy as possible. I'm not. I went down to the center on Monday for a league meeting. Was there for about an hour and a half, and then came home. I know Nico. I'm still not driving.
That sucks.
Which is not fun. I can get a little here and there with my neck, but I'm not ready yet. So
not ready yet. All right, well, I mean, you'll get there, dude.
About another week and a half or so, I think I'll be able to drive and probably start heading back down to the lanes a couple nights here and there. But
cool.
like I said, I got a great staff down there. I got great folks down there, so it makes it they're making it easy for me. I still am in touch with them every day through our scheduling app and on Facebook page that we have, and phone calls and whatnot. But everybody's, they're pulling the weight, and I'm very grateful for every one of them. So,
well, that's awesome.
Even Scott.
Well, even Scott. I'm glad Scott's helping you out. All right. Let's bring in our first special guest. He is a PBA legend, one of the greatest bowlers of all time. He was a previous guest on our show. Michael Hagan, what's going on, brother?
I think the world knows what's going on.
Yeah,
tough times, my friend. It's been a rough week. I found out Friday I was driving to bowl a regional. That was of all places. I stopped at In-N-Out to grab a burger, and my phone starts blowing up. And first thing you're hoping is that. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. The first thing you hope is that someone made a mistake, that this is just a fake news or something of the sort. And unfortunately, of course, it wasn't. So I held it together. I really wanted to win this tournament this weekend for him and dedicate it to him. I got to the title match and I lost a tough match against another good friend of mine. And then I sat down in the lane and cried for 10 minutes, and just basically, said goodbye to my friend that I'm never going to get to see again, that we're never going to get to see again. And it's just devastating. I'm heartbroken. I cry every day. I don't know if I have any more words for, what you can say about a young man who gave way more than he took, and just made everybody better that he came in contact with. God, what a wonderful human being he was. I'm going to miss him.
We are all going to miss him. Yeah, that's true, Alex. Yeah, he came up close, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. So let's just give everybody a little bit of reference. Talk about your relationship with Jakob and how long you've known him, and when did you guys first meet?
So I think Jakob knew who I was before I knew who he was.
We all did.
Yeah. Said he grew up idolizing me, and he said he used to throw it pretty straight and loved watching me bowl, and just loved, my competitive fire and the fact that I never gave up. And I was fortunate enough that Coach Nasberg was able to recruit him to ASU.
Yep.
And that's when I really got to know him, when he was at the ASU program. We practiced together quite a bit, traveled with the team, and just got to watch this guy just grow up into not only a great PBA champion, but what a wonderful human being. I mean, like I mentioned in one of my posts, I mean, this kid leads the U.S. Open 2 consecutive years by almost 1,200 pins, and has to bowl a one-game, match on the step ladder to win the title, and loses both of them. And rather than complain and moan about how TV can screw you, he's happier than hell for the 2 guys that beat him.
Yeah.
That's just who he was, We all could be a little better like that, and the way he gave. I mean, I've spent the last 5 days just reading post after post after post, and they're still flooding my pages of everybody's memory with Jakob and how he touched their lives, and how he did things. Joel Goldstein said about the regional, they liked the trophy, so Jakob won the tournament and left the trophy at Joe's house. Somebody was planning some kind of financial thing, and so Jakob stayed at their house, and instead of throwing a couple bucks in a jar, he throws like $200 in a jar or something. I mean, he was just that way. If he had a nickel and you needed $1, he'd go find 95 cents for you. He was just that kind of guy. And at such a young age, he just got in life what so many of us didn't get or never get, the important things, what really matters in life. He got it. I mean, God, he had a tough life with his mother and his childhood and all that, but none of that got him down. He just fought through it, and he smiled. And I mean, God knows what he shared deep inside, what demons he battled, because he only gave you so much. But when he was with you, he always gave you a smile. He always gave you his best. And no matter how much he was hurt, he always put you first. It was just unbelievable. And like I said in my post, he's made my life better. He's made me a better person. And I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss him. I got the Bowl PBA doubles on tour with him. I got the Bowl PBA Regional doubles with him. I mean, he's like a kid I never had. It's a tough one. It's just a tough one.
Did he ever tell you how or why he developed his bowling style?
Well, I mean, I think he realized, while Bo said straighter is greater, the modern game, you need some entry angle, and rev rate doesn't hurt. And since he's double jointed, he was just able to do things that, in essence, almost only two-handers can do with his thumb in the ball.
Yeah.
And it just made him very unique, and it made him very tough to beat when he was able to do what he wanted to do. And he just worked at things. I mean, he practiced a lot. God, he practiced a lot. He could still throw it straight. He could still throw it dead straight.
Mm-hmm.
Just why would you when you had a purple hammer that would knock pins down from all over the place? He never stopped learning. He never stopped getting better. He's like, in a way, he was like Tiger. Tiger always took his weakness and tried to make it a strength. Jakob did that too. During off seasons, Jakob was always practicing on things and just working on things and just trying to get better. He never wanted to get shut out, and he hated bowling bad. Hated it. If he didn't cash, he wasn't mad for himself. He felt like he let his family and friends down. People who supported him and watched him. And again, putting other people first. That was Jakob. That's just who he was.
Todd, any thoughts?
I mean, I only had a few times that I was around him. But every time each time I was, I mean, it was in between a block at a tournament. He was in there with his friends playing cards, and I was sitting at a table behind him, and I think he really loved playing cards with his buddies. That was what his downtime was, and his unwind time, and they were just back there having a ball, and he just kind of had me join in with the crowd. I didn't play, but I just sat there next to him for about an hour in between, when he was going to bowl again or get ready to bowl again, and just kind of acted like we've known each other forever, and got to talk to him a little bit. And then, the first time I met him was in Portland, Maine, when I was up there for the PBA League, and he was very young at that point. This was 2019, 2020 when I was up there. And I mean, still obviously only 32 years old, but so we're going back 6 years. He's in the mid-20s, and the guy acted like, I went up to him and introduced myself to him and said, "It's a pleasure to meet you. I love watching you bowl and what you're doing out there on the lanes and how you are." And again, he ended up spending about 30 minutes just standing there talking to me when everybody else was waiting for him. So he was, as Michael was saying, he's that kind of guy. He gave his attention to me when he didn't have to. And it was he was a very genuine, just a great guy, great kid. And same thing, Michael, I'm recovering right now, but I snuck out and was at the grocery store on Friday night, and I literally had my phone just literally start melting down, and I wasn't sure what was going on. And of course, you don't know what to believe or not to believe when you first read it. And I started looking around to see what I could find, and then there was another story and another story and another story. And I think my wife was probably getting aggravated because I wasn't, keeping up with her at the grocery store in my little and my little cart that I have to ride around in since I can't walk the store yet. But it was important that I knew what was happening at that point and people reaching out so I could basically, I can't tell the story because nobody really knows how or what yet. But just to, let them know, hey, this is a real thing. And I still can't believe it. I ran a tournament this weekend and I did a moment of silence before the tournament. It was 84 guys and they were all young kids. It was a scratch tournament. It was mixed of young kids up to the mid 50s in a 8-game scratch tournament. And I did a moment of silence and I looked through the crowd and there was, 5, 6, 7 people that were just out there that were wiping tears out of their eyes. Yeah. And one of the young boys' mothers was right there at the front desk, and she's like, "That was the coolest thing that you could ever do." And whether this tournament goes awry and my kid bowls like crap, this was by far the worth me coming down from Michigan to Cincinnati for my kid to bowl. So she just wanted to say thank you because she knew him very well. So he touched a lot of people, whether they met him or didn't meet him. And everybody respected the fact that I wanted to do the moment of silence. And that's exactly the time after that I text Rob and said, tonight needs to be about Butters and nothing else. There's all this other whatever going on in the PBA world and whatnot, but that stuff doesn't matter. It's still going to be there next week. Butters is what we need to focus on tonight. So that's my memory of him and what I know of him. But if it was Friday and he saw me at the grocery store, he would have walked up and said hi to me because he remembered me the second time. And of course, everybody remembers him. And it's hard to really say much else. He's just it's just a sad story. And pray for his family and his friends. And that's all we can do at this point is pray for his family and friends and hope that they're doing okay.
Yeah, that's honestly all you can do. I asked as many people as I could think, that might want to come on or say something or send a video. Speaking of which, hold on, we got one right here. Parker.
Hello, Rob. How are you?
Good. Parker bowling the third. What's
Hi,
going
Parker.
on, man? Thanks for calling in. I know you're bowling the TOC, but I appreciate you calling in.
Not a problem. Not a problem at all. It's really a special show you guys got going on there tonight.
It is. We just didn't feel like talking about what's going on in bowling. Like none of that matters right now. What matters
except for Parker bowling good today.
Well, except for Parker bowling good stuff, which you always do. But yeah, we felt that just talking about everyday bowling just doesn't seem right now.
No, it really doesn't. The bowling world got hit pretty hard with the speakeasy, if you want to say it, but it turned the traumatic that went out there of everybody knowing what happened with Jakob Butturff. It's really, really sad. I don't think that any of us seen it coming. For a young man that had a bright future, obviously he's made a name for himself in the bowling world. What his bowling ball could do, what he could do, he wasn't afraid to get up there and let it go, and it seemed like it could hook back all the time. And it's just incredible to think that now he is no longer with us.
Yeah, I got a text from Ocho, who got a call from JP Jr. and Ocho texted me and told me what happened, and I couldn't believe it. I rushed. What's the first thing we do? We rush to Google or we rush to Facebook, and I just saw all the posts, and there's so many people in the comments that were saying, no, that's not true. Wait, Google hasn't announced it yet, and people are being very rude about it. But once everybody confirmed it, I was floored. I've known him for since almost the entirety we've been doing this show for the last 5 years, meeting through JP, and it's just it sucks, man. I still can't kind of wrap my head around it. Like I just talked to him a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's unbelievable when you think about it. And the people that don't want to admit it, I mean, let's face it, to every one of their defenses, with the AI world and the crap that goes around there and what you see on the internet or what you hear, you're like, oh, this can't be true. It can't be true. It can't be true.
True. Yeah.
And then once you get to the nitty gritty and find out some people that are really, really close to that inner circle, you start to find out, and it only takes one definition of somebody to say, it's fact.
Yeah.
And then it's heart wrenching. It really is. Because Jakob, at the end of the day, was that guy that he was a barrel full of laughs on the lanes and off the lanes. Don't get me wrong, a fierce competitor. But what he amassed, I think he's got the record for in the West region for sure. It might be overall regionals. He won 9 regionals in 1 year.
Yeah.
9 in 1 year. That's unheard of. I mean, I don't know what I have regular regional titles in my lifetime, maybe 25 or 6, but the man won 9 in one season.
In 1 year. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, it's just amazing. And then you look at, 2 years. I know, unfortunately, it didn't turn out his favor at the U.S. Open, but he led 2 U.S. Opens by an insurmountable amount of pins, and unfortunately came up a little bit short, in the title match. And we all know the bowling world, the way that it works, the format and everything else is just sometimes things just they're not meant to be. And we all know that the stepladder format, when a guy leads by hundreds of pins, is probably the most unfair format out there. But we all put our ball in the rack because we all believe in ourselves, and we believe that we're the one that's going to be standing tall at the end. And, Jakob Butturff certainly did that in I'll say the shortness, and that's what it is, the shortness of his career out on the PBA Tour.
And, we just, he had a tough last couple of years. I know he was going through a lot, and he was trying to get in better shape. And, but he made a little comeback this year and had a pretty good, decent showing and got on TV. And it was good to see him. It was good to see him back again, because I know he's been struggling. And, you know how competitive it is, even still on the PBA 50, but even in your day, when you're bowling against the best in the world, it's hard, man. It's hard to make shows every week. And, for him to have 8 titles in one major, says a lot for how good he was in that short period of time. Because he's
exactly
still, he's still relatively young. So, I mean, who knows what he would have done, from now on out. But unfortunately, it was just cut short.
Yeah, nobody has that crystal ball, but he was well on his way to being a shoo-in for the PBA Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I don't know what will happen down the road. I believe in my heart that something will happen that will allow that to all take place. But like you said a minute ago, the rough times that he was going through, I know he was out here bowling on tour and he always run through a small ailment here and there, but probably the biggest ailment, even for him, the unforeseen, was unfortunately him losing his mother a couple of years ago.
Right.
So I'm sorry. I know I lost my mom a couple of years ago during the COVID season, and it's rough. You only have one set of real parents, one mom, one dad at the end of the day. And no matter how good or how bad that you happen to get along with them, there's nobody that will ever replace them. And I know that he was very, very close to his mom. And unfortunately, when she passed away, that really, really hit him hard. And it's sad. The only thing that I would say right now when we look at it, and Rob, I don't want to say or play this off in any way, shape, or form, but you know what? Now he's with his mom.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a sad way to say that, but realistically, that's the only, if you want to say closing, not argument, but closing statement that you can actually say that even remotely gives you a smidge of a positive here, because everything else is downright negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And we have Michael Hagan here as well, Parker, who was very, very close to Jakob, and I know you guys know each other as well. If you want to say hey to Michael.
Michael, sorry for your loss there, bud.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. What you said was very true, and I know it comes from your heart, so I appreciate it. It's tough. It's tough. You said it best. We lost a good one this week, and there's no doubt about it. We definitely lost a good one.
Yep, that's for sure. And it wasn't. I mean, I know that he grew up out there in your area, and you're real close to him. But it's not just for Phoenix. It's not just for the Binghamton area where he was currently living. It's the bowling community. It's the bowling world. Jakob Butturff had fans all over the place. And when you watch what he could do, it's just, it enlightened people. People thrived. They wanted to be around him. And his personality made you want to be around him even more. And now
that's a fact.
It really sucks. At the end of the day, none of us are going to be able to watch him throw a ball again.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Well, Parker, I appreciate you calling in, man. You're always a class act, and I'm glad you're able to make this happen. And best of luck the rest of the week, and I appreciate you more than you know.
All right. Well, gentlemen, please somehow go have a great night. But I know I said this earlier to somebody else. Let's just do the Jakob Butturff and put the big statement in quotes, RIP, right after it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Parker, man.
Thanks, Parker.
All right.
We'll talk to you soon, man. Have a good night.
Take care, everybody.
All right.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Parker Bone III, very good friend. So blessed to have known him. Jesus, no, nothing's wrong with Parker. I'm so blessed to know him and get to meet him through this show. It's very kind of him to call in. You guys have crossed paths once or twice, I'm sure, Mike.
Yeah, I've bowled against Parker quite a few times in my days on both the National Tour and the PBA 50 Tour, and needless to say, there aren't that many to throw it better than he does.
It's still he's got one of ththose styles that just never changes.
It's not going to go away.
It's not going to go away. There's no wasted motion. He's just one of those guys that can repeat shots. With
arm swing is still as solid as can be.
Oh yeah, and one of the few pros, honestly, to start in urethane and get through the resin phase and never drop a beat. Like there's a lot of pros that struggle with resin when it first came in, and he was just one of those guys, man, that no matter what ball he was throwing, he made it work.
Yeah. He's like, all right, I'll just throw this one and throw strikes.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. That's it, right? Like it's that easy.
Let me try that one.
Like it's that easy. So thanks to Parker for calling in. I got a bunch of stuff here to put on the screen as well. So a lot of people wanted to say something about Jakob. Alex Horton, who a young and up and comer on the show this year already, got 2 titles, won a major. So I really don't have many interactions with Butters, unfortunately, since I'm a newer guy out here. But all I wanted to say is that what it sounded like, he was a really great guy and a great bowler as well, and such an unfortunate passing. Robert Smith, Maximum Bob, says, here's my message for Butters. I was lucky enough to cross paths with Butters through some local tournaments in the West when he was coming up. Jakob was different both on and off the lanes. On the lanes, he was amazing, even if his form was goofy as shit. But off the lanes, he was just as amazing with everyone that came into contact with him. From the guys on tour to the fans that wanted to yap his ear off, he was as genuine as it comes, and always happy to see you. He says, I'm going to miss the "Hey, Bobby" when we saw each other. Take care, my friend. That's from Robert Smith. I mean, from everyone that I've spoken to, and we have more we'll talk about here in a second, but Michael, he was, even if he's in a bad mood, like whenever he saw somebody, he'd give him the time, whether it was a fan watching him bowl, he would never say no to anybody, and was always at least trying to put his best foot forward, even if he wasn't feeling it. It's really remarkable how many stories, and I'm like you, I went down the rabbit hole on Facebook and I just scrolled, just searched Jakob's name and just to see what everybody was saying about him. it's hard to find a unanimous opinion on anybody, right? Because we all have bad days, but whenever he was out in public, you wouldn't know what was going on.
You didn't know if he was having a bad day or not.
Yeah. Was he always like that with you as well, Michael?
He didn't have bad days.
Okay.
If he did, he had them internally. You know what I mean?
Right.
And obviously, I mean, let's be real. He had bad days. You know, I mean, his mom was going through cancer, and he eventually lost his mom. He's had some terrible days.
Sure. Yeah.
But he didn't have bad days. He, you know, he could be talking. We could be sitting down, him and I talking, and we could be sharing a moment about his mom or his family or whatever. And a fan could walk up to him, and he would immediately just turn around and smile and talk to this person like he knew him forever. I mean, that's just the kind of guy he was. I remember one year we bowled the doubles tournament in Oklahoma in Shawnee, and he had just lost the show in Texas. He missed a 7-pin, and he lost the show in Texas. And we're bowling doubles, and we're trying to, we're trying to make the show, obviously, trying to win a title. And he had just bowled match play for the individual part of that tournament, and he had made the show, which he ended up winning, I believe, that week. And we bowled our 6 or 8 games of match play that night, and we went nowhere. He was completely exhausted. You know, he's just on the go, bowling, because he's making every match play. He's bowling so much. And the second we're done, the first thing he does is comes up to me, he gives me a hug, and he says, "I'm sorry I let you down. We didn't make the show this week." And I'm like, dude, you do the best you can. Some days, you knock the pins down. Some days you don't. Like Parker said, sometimes it's just not your time. But, I mean, again, the guy just made an individual show about to bowl for a title, in the next couple of days. And first thing he says to me was he's sorry he let me down because we didn't make the double show. I mean, that's just who he was,
Yeah.
He was just so sincere, so genuine, always smiling. And again, I know he wasn't always happy. I mean, there were times I couldn't get him to talk. He would just keep it in. No, I'm good, Mikey. No, I'm good. You just couldn't get it out of him. But, you would never know it. Like you said, good day, bad day, $1 million over, $1 million under. He had time for everybody. He didn't meet strangers. He met family and friends. He was so good with the people, just incredible. Like I said earlier, we could all learn from this guy. We all could be better in one way, shape, or form. A little bit more.
Right. Again, yeah. I mean, it's just not many people can be that way. And sorry, I'm having my own technical difficulties. I'm telling you, he's messing with us right now. My camera keeps going in and off. But yeah, there's another thought I want to share, and this kind of also goes to, like you said, Butter's losing and still saying, like, telling Belmo, I loved you, mate. I fucking love you, mate. Congrats. Even though Belmo had just beat him at the 2019 World Championship. So that was kind of a cool little story behind the picture that everyone always saw, but never knew what was going on behind it. So Jason said this was taken directly after 2019 World Championship, where Jacob and I fought for the title. As I reflect on that evening, I want to share with you what he said seconds before he snapped this photo while feeling the immediate disappointment of not winning. Quote, "I gave it everything. I fucking love you, mate. Congrats." And so I kissed him to show that love mirrored. This was Jacob, a fierce competitor who every single time he laced his shoes up, he gave it everything. This, intertwined with a heart that had nothing but love for all, made him special. Miss you, mate. Jason Belmonte posted that on his page, which was, I mean, again, that just speaks volumes about Jacob's character. He was happy for everybody, even after a crushing defeat.
I mean, you could look at that
major
picture. I mean, you could look at that picture where he just got beat by Belmonte, and he's got a silly, sad face on, like he's, happy that he got what he did, and he bowled the best he could, and he didn't win. He was just that guy that could make a bad situation, which finishing second in a tournament isn't a bad situation, but losing,
not at all.
Finals, that's a lot for these guys. And there he is being able to kind of have fun with it with Belmonte. And that's how he was all the time. I mean, anytime I ever saw him out, that's how he was.
Yeah, he's one of the few guys, and I say this a lot. Bowling is just a game. I know we make our living at it. I know we pay our bills with it, and like Jacob, I've been fortunate to travel the country and parts of the world bowling. Bowling has given me a lot. I've met some wonderful people through bowling that I would have never got to meet, and I've seen places I never would have seen if it wasn't for bowling. But at the end of the day, it's just a game, and nobody is bigger than the game. The game itself is what we all fall in love with. And he was best at remembering that it was just a game. And he was so quick. I used to call Jacob. Jacob had the best short-term memory of anybody I knew. He could throw a bad shot, go broke, and just laugh about it. And the next 10 were just packed right in your face. He just had the best short-term memory. And I think in this case, you lose to Belmo the way he lost. You lose to Rhino the way he lost. I forget the other person that beat him in the U.S. Open when he led by all those pins. But he's gut-wrenched. I mean, God, you wouldn't have wanted a mic near me after I just lost 2 U.S. Opens leading by 1,200 pins, because I don't know how I would have handled it. I would have tried to be diplomatic and tactful, but I can't promise you that. But just seconds after getting a devastating loss, tournament he probably should have won going away.
Shouldn't have even had to bowl the match play game.
He's able to turn around and be happy for his competitor, that his competitor just beat him in a tournament that unfortunately he dominated. And he was so good at it. I haven't seen anybody better at it than him. I mean, there's a lot of guys who are good in the public. Norm Duke's fabulous with the public, has time for everybody and so forth. Jacob was that guy too. He had it all in perspective. At so young of an age, he had it all in perspective. I dare say he might have known the secret of life. He had it all figured out. Or at least he appeared to have it all figured out.
He did. Oops, sorry, shit. Right. Yeah. And I mean, I wish I could do that with as much grace as him and humility. It really is remarkable. Natalie Tackett had a cute little video that she put up on her page. Let me see where it is. Here it is. Hang on. All right.
Million. Jason Belmonte versus Andres Gomez, international matchup for the title. 10 frames to bowling coming up.
I mean, just one of the top pros in the world, just doing funny stuff like that. Just
you know why he did that, right?
No,
because he could. Because he could. Just because he could. Yeah. That's all.
Right.
That's the only reason.
That was funny to watch. So I'm glad Natalie Tackett put that up on her page. Jacob was a guest on our show early on, back when we first started. Here's a little snippet of some of the stuff we were talking about. Waddle, waddle, crank, smash.
That is so true.
He has such a unique style, but that was a great Waddle Waddle Crank Smash, and I think we need to make some kind of a T-shirt out of that, and maybe
I know a guy.
use yeah, right, yeah, make that on Bolify and put it up there. And you know what, Todd? If I know this is impromptu, but if there's any way we could actually make that happen and donate the proceeds.
Yeah, I think we can make that happen. Let's chat either after the show or tomorrow morning after my meeting, and let's see what we can do there, Rob.
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool. And I know there is a GoFundMe that Belmo shared. I was supposed to have the link, but let me search that here in a second and put it up on the screen so everybody can donate to that. Let me get the link here. Which has a $20,000 goal. Is already up to 14,682. That's crazy. Let me share my screen here, guys, so you can see it, and I'll put the link up here in the chat. I meant to do this earlier, but I ran out of time. Let me share my screen again. There we go. There it is. So this is a GoFundMe started. I think, I don't know if it's a family member or a friend of Butters, but Jeffrey Ribbick is the one that put this up, and it's only been up obviously for a couple days now. It's remarkable that they're almost at their goal, and I'm sure he's going to get much more than that. I know Belmo and a lot of other top pros shared it on their page, but that's awesome to see because we know funeral costs are not easy. And I don't, before they figure out who the estate belongs to and get through all that, I mean, you still have to properly give the guy a send off and a burial. So that's fantastic. You got to love the bowling community. That's absolutely incredible. I'm happy to see that. I hadn't checked the total today, but that's very, very cool to see.
Yes, the bowling community is by far the tightest community of, you can hear people bitch and argue and piss and moan about whatever, but when it comes down to it, when somebody in the bowling community needs the bowling community, they are there. No matter what. I mean, I've been part of that myself, and with just people around me needing help and running a little fundraiser or running whatever, and man, oh man, the community comes together, and it's great to see that what's happening there for his GoFundMe to help out the family.
Yeah,
like that's gotta make you happy, huh?
Well, I mean, of course it does, and the bowling community. I mean, we were hit with D-Ron's news, and a GoFundMe was started for D-Ron, and the bowling community responded astoundingly. I mean, I think they were asking for somewhere in upwards of 40, I think, and I think they're close to it, or they got that already. And then, I mean, literally days later, unfortunately Jakob passes and this pops up. And again, without hesitation, the bowling community has responded again. And it doesn't seem to matter if you like the guy, you hate the guy. In this case, everyone loved the guy, but it doesn't matter. This is the bowling family, and they step up and they do what they can. I mean, this is just incredible. I mean, I hope this number skyrockets, and everybody that was close to him that can help spread the word and keep spreading Jakob's memory, Jakob's thoughts, Jakob's lifestyle, so to speak. The love of the game, the love for people. I mean, this is what's going to keep Jakob's memory alive and cherish and honor the person who he truly was. And, he was just an incredible human being.
Absolutely.
And, thank God the bowling community is who they are, because like you said, when we can bitch and moan, well, we don't like USBC. Oh, we don't like what's going on in the PBA. Oh, we don't like the league. Oh, we don't like this. Oh, we don't like that. But when needed, it's no longer politics. It's done. And that's the beautiful thing about the bowling community.
Yep.
Absolutely. Justin Bone said he didn't have any interactions with him, but when he did, he was always super nice. Very positive all the time. Always grateful to be where he was. Like he didn't want to be anywhere else but there. And that's absolutely right. I mean, he was an in the moment kind of guy. Brandon Bone, might as well get the whole trifecta here. Want to share a story. He said this was back in 2017, 2018 timeframe. My brother and I were practicing on the 19 and 20 at Bayside Bowl for the PBA League. Butters comes down and watches us and goes to grab a ball. He brought out his own ball, and it fit my hand perfectly. He told me I could have the ball, and I brought it home to practice with, just to say that I threw Jacob's ball. It was a Columbia ball, so I didn't throw it a lot, but laughy emoji. He was one of the really good guys who deep down cared for everybody and wanted everybody to succeed. He would always tell me that my dad was his idol growing up and always listened to what he had to say. He was one of a kind and certainly will be missed throughout the bowling world. Nate Garcia also wanted to come on, but he had to bowl tonight. He said, the bowling world lost a legend, an amazing person. This doesn't make sense to me still to this day. Jakob and I weren't super close, but the conversations and memories we shared I'll cherish forever. When he was in a room, he made sure that no one left that room without a smile. I watched pretty much his entire career from the very beginning, and he was nothing short of amazing. The one time I bowled against him was at this year's Masters. He made me earn every single frame. I ended up coming out with the win, and he gave me the biggest hug and smiled. Again, just another example of how amazing a human being can be. I'm going to miss him dearly. He was one of the good guys, forever remembered and never forgotten. That was very well said, Nate. I appreciate that, brother. Eric Jones wanted to share a story. One of the first main field events I ever made it into. I remember I followed Butturff one game. It was a new face-to-face. I was a new face to the tour, and with that, I flew under the radar to most people. But Butturff decided to stop me and let me know what the pair was doing. He told me that the left lane was tight down lane. I remember thinking to myself, what does that even mean? And pushed off the advice. I then spent the entire game 370 off the left lane. The last real conversation I had with him was on tour this year at the Indiana Classic. I was the only lefty in the cut at this point, and Butter stopped me in the parking lot to push me to keep going. And just saying, do it for us. Lefties is what he means. I got to spend 4 years on tour experiencing Butters, and although I never got close with him, he was such a positive light, and on top of that, an incredible advocate for lefties. Thank you, Eric, for that. Our commissioner, the Honorable Tom Clark, wanted to share a message. He said, I still can't believe Jakob is gone. Too young, too nice, too talented, too good of a friend, and too special a human. I'll share with you a message I got in 2015 from a random bowling fan in Arizona at the time named Philip Glass. It said, keep an eye out for Jakob Butturff in the Fall Classic. He's bowling all of the events. He could very well be your next big story in bowling. Plays with a lot of heart and destroys patterns. Nobody in Arizona can touch him, including Hagen and Beef Stew. I thought you would get a kick out of that one, Michael. And they were right.
The truth is the truth, man.
Absolutely. So that was, and I know Philip, that was really cool of him to send that to him and say, man, this kid's killing it out here. You watch, he's going to be something. And he was happy that he was able to contact Philip later on, a couple years ago and say, man, you were absolutely right about Jakob Butturff.
So I got something I literally just thought about. Downstairs, I've got my little man cave, and it's got a lot of my bowling memorabilia and some bowling balls I have autographed and whatnot. I did a fundraiser when I was back at Coleraine Bowl, so this is going back, several years before we closed. And this was a big fundraiser, and I had reached out to Jakob, and he actually sent me a ball that was one of his bowling balls that was used, that he autographed and sent to me for a raffle item.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys in the league that bowled at Coleraine won it, who was also a lefty, who had no idea who Butters was and had no idea what bowling ball he just got in his hand, was down there after league and was going to throw it. And I think I almost tackled him. And I said, "What do you want for that ball?" He's like, "I don't know what's it worth." And I said, and I gave him $100.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in my basement on display still. Cause if that had went down the lane, I probably would have had to tackle him or kick him out or say, "Dude, come on." But yeah, I reached out to him a couple different times. One time he sent me a jersey. One time he sent me a ball. And he didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
And no one ever has to do that, but he did it without question. I mean, just, again, first-class individual. So I was just thinking about that, and I thought that bowling ball is still downstairs on my display case. I probably need to move it up to the top shelf so it's seen a little more.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, we have another special guest that is here fresh off his show with the Lavery Twins from Bowling with the Pfeff on YouTube. Friend of the show, friend of mine, Andrew Pfeffer.
Hey, guys.
What's going on, Pfeff?
Not too much. Glad you're still going live. Wish it wasn't under these circumstances, but no, just wanted to give kudos for what you're doing here. I didn't know Jakob all that well at all. Had the pleasure of interviewing him at the PBA All-Star Weekend last year, but he was very nice to me then. All accounts were that he was just nice enough to be a little different, a little different than most of the people you meet nowadays. And I'm just glad you guys are putting out an outlet to make that known, because he deserves it. His loved ones deserve it. And 32 is just so young. I mean, that gets me, in the heart.
Well, your life's just getting started.
Yeah, it's rough. Tim Foy Jr. Said Jakob was one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. It's everyone says. I can't say it enough. Everyone says that. Are you guys hearing any reverb, by the way? I hear myself.
Yes, there is an echo.
Just a touch, yeah.
It's a touch. I'm not sure where that's coming from.
There's an echo.
There is, and it wasn't on until Pfeff got here.
Uh-oh.
I wonder if it's you.
I'm wearing headphones. I'm trying here.
Let's see.
No, I mean, it's just hard. It's hard because you understand by watching him bowl like nobody else has bowled before him and probably won't after, because of that double-jointed thumb and double-jointed wrist, that you were seeing something just extraordinary. And at 32, can we really say we saw the best of him? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
And that sucks for all of us.
It really does. It's hard to put into words like what a loss it is. I mean, like every news outlet I've seen from, I mean, obviously TMZ's all over it, but I mean, like People Magazine, ESPN, Fox, CNN, everybody heard about it. If that was just your average run-of-the-mill, bowler that doesn't make the cut every week, like there's so many out there that you don't know. But he was just so well known and so well loved, like Michael said earlier, all around the world. He touched people's lives. He wanted people to love the sport as much as he did, because I mean he truly loved the sport of bowling. There's no doubt.
And to be one of those characters that we get to know, just by seeing him on the television screen and hearing things now and then. Of course, I think Ron Hicklin put it pretty well. Nobody really gets their flowers until it's too late.
Yeah.
It's just, it's almost overwhelming. We sit here and we live stream every week. We put together content. We work our butts off to put bowling in a great light, to make it not what some people want to believe that it is. And it's sad that it takes something like this to get anything bowling related in some of those those platforms that you just mentioned. And there's so many ways to look at it like that, and you don't want to come off as somebody who's whining or complaining or making it too much about yourself. But damn, what could have been,
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a loss. I can't. Again, I still struggling to find words. Even though everybody knows I suck at my job, I'm still struggling to find words about it. But yeah, man.
That doesn't mean you suck at your job, Rob. That means you're human.
Thanks, Todd. I appreciate that.
It's just true.
Always glass half full with Todd here.
But it's true in this, in news, I can tell you firsthand, getting in front of the camera and the red light going on and trying to describe, a horrible mass shooting or tragedy or loss of life. It's, you want to, present a united front and all that stuff, but sometimes, and I've seen it over and over again, people break down. It's just, it's hard. And, I had a pretty lengthy conversation about this with Carl Ong earlier in the week. He's the head of the creator of the Agent Ong Open in the Phoenix area, and he knew Jakob very well for the last 15 years. And, even for him, and it had been a few days since the news came out, it was hard. He said, this is just the first time that I've really, kind of put this to words, what I've been thinking these past 3 days. He told me he didn't want to believe it when he first heard. He was hoping it was a cruel joke. But the more and more time passed, and the more and more people are talking, and the more and more it's being reported, you just have no choice after a while but to come to terms with the horrible reality that that he's gone. I don't know how, there's no playbook for that. There's no way to to tell someone, okay, this is how you need to, this is what you do. You need to do A, B, D, and A, B, C, and D in order to do that effectively. You just kind of got to go with your gut and go with your heart and remember, the best of him, the best of Jakob, because there was plenty of it.
Well, Pfeff, I appreciate you being here, brother. Thanks for coming on. I have another guy that wants to join in, but I know you had your show tonight, and I appreciate you coming in here to give your thoughts, man. And God bless you and everything you do for the sport as well. I mean, we're big fans of you on this show. So.
Likewise. I really
Pleasure to meet you on the show here, Pfeff.
Always, Todd. Thank you.
All right, bye. Have a good night, man. We'll talk to you.
You too.
All right. We have another special guest. He is one of the co-creators of this show, straight out of Ochoville. Welcome back to the show, Dr. Ocho. What's going on, brother?
This sucks, man.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
When I talked to you, I talked to Johnny on that day, and I literally called you or texted you right after that, and you were like, oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
There were so many guys, pardon my language again, these chuck wagons on the internet going, no, he's good. Like, you don't know shit. I'm sorry. Please accept my apology, but you don't know shit. So, yes, I guess I got to do it once. By the way, his name is Michael Haugen. I don't know if you knew that. Michael Haugen.
Hagen.
FYI.
That's my running shtick on the show. That's,
Thanks, Ocho. I didn't feel it was the time to correct them all.
No, no, of course. Well, there's always a time. You have to understand that. But when you guys were talking about, there was a time we had him on the show way back when, and even afterwards we were talking to him, and I think it was Johnny was like, "Well, listen, man, do you want to do more?" And he was like, "I'm gonna, but it's okay." And it's like, fuck, I don't know what's right or what's wrong, but man, he's got the right answer there. You know what I mean? He didn't have to win, 20 titles. He won, what was it, 8, I think?
8, yeah, 8.
Somebody help me out here. Yeah, titles 8. Or something like that? Yeah. In only 10 years. So the guy was doing good, and he planned on doing more. He struggled the last couple of years. He really had it figured out, honestly, and it sucks, man. Pardon my language, it fucking sucks. Just FYI, he was such a good dude. I remember talking to him and like we're being literally just like the guy that's my neighbor. Like you cannot fathom anybody like that. So. This whole thing.
Yeah, when we went off air,
freaking sucks.
Yeah, when we went off air, we were just bullshitting with him, and he dropped a whole ton of F-bombs, and I'm like, whoa, like he didn't do it once on the entire show. Like,
exactly
about it. And then when we got off, he's like,
he knew when the camera was on, the camera was off.
Yeah,
but if you see him in the bowling alley, he's going to be the same. I guarantee. Well, we have our face on. I do. We have our face off. I do. So he knew what the hell to do.
I
man.
do.
He did, and this sucks. Honestly, like I can't. It just fucking sucks. Sorry. And as Greg said before, and I was like, oh, Michael, Jesus Christ. So, Michael, it sucks.
Sure, yeah, you're gonna call him Greg. At least I got his first name right.
I'm
Greg
torn
Hagen
up too. So, well, you screwed up his last name. I screwed his name. All right.
I always do. That's my thing. It's my thing. No,
Well,
I told you I suck at my job.
In Ocho's defense, there was a
don't
famous
do it
boxer
anymore.
named Greg Hagen.
That's true. You're right. No,
that's where I got it from. The guy who lost to the middleweight guy. The guy had 101 wins.
Yeah, that guy.
Anyway, back to this. That's all. It was the guy who you know who he is. The 90s guy. That's all you got to know. Greg Hagen was a big boxer. That's what it was.
Jesus, Ouch.
I got his last name right.
All right. Listen, another guy that was close.
Change things up here, Rob.
I'm not. I'm going back to some of the tributes that we have here. So, Chase Nadeau was very close with Butters as well. He wanted to come on the show. He can't. Like he's just. It took him 2 days to write a message to put on the show. That's how choked up and how hurt he is by it. But he wanted to share this with everybody. He said, Jacob, it brings tears to my eyes and sadness to my heart to wake up the last few mornings and realize the hard truth that you are no longer here with us. Although you will always be in all of our hearts, I'm selfish in the fact that I hate that you're gone. From growing up with you in Vegas, drilling you bowling balls in the shop, hanging with you in Arizona while I attended ASU, and to you becoming one of the first welcoming to the PBA National Tour. The journey was not supposed to end here, and that's going to be a hard pill for me to swallow along with the rest of us. I love you and miss you terribly, buddy. For those who knew Jacob, it was clear that he was truly unique. He had a way of lifting the mood in any room, turning heaviness into laughter, sadness into smiles, and bringing people back to a better place. He He was often the life of the party, and somehow he made every room feel more alive just by being there. Jakob may have not been perfect in everyone's eyes, but one thing is certain. Jakob was perfect at being himself. He didn't always say the right things or make the best choices, but he was unquestionably one of a kind. We laughed with him and we laughed because he was real, because he was himself, and because his heart always seemed to be in the right place. As we move forward without him, let's carry Jakob with us, not only in our memories, but in the way we choose to live our lives. May the sound of his laughter never dim. He may be gone, but the impact of his spirit remains. And I, along with others, will feel it every time we step out on the lanes. I love you, buddy. Chase and I do. Thank you, Chase. I know that wasn't easy for you, but I appreciate you doing that for us so you can pay proper respect to your friend, because it's hard. Michael, obviously, just being around Jakob that long, everything he does is infectious. Like, it just rubs off on you. How could you ever be in a bad mood when Jakob Butturff was around? Because he's just
if you were, you weren't in one for long. That's for sure.
Yeah, he puts himself before, or puts others before himself, and that's very unique to do.
Even if it's on the lanes, that's what's crazy about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I pulled a video from Dave Waka's website, or his Facebook page.
Saw that the other day.
He wanted to pass along his respects and condolences as well, but this was what he posted the other day.
Here's to Jakob. We love you, buddy. Crown apple forever.
Rest in peace.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. Shot of crown all around for Jakob Butturff. If I still drank, I would do the same thing, but I'll tip my Coke Zero to you, brother. Jakob liked to party, but he was.
Chase
thanks,
is in the chat with us. Thanks, Chase.
Thank you, brother.
Your message was beautifully written.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you greatly for doing that. I know it's super, super hard to do. Speaking of also hard to do, I have two videos I want to play here. First, from one of Jakob's very, very close friends, who was also friends of ours, friend of the show, the newly crowned Stephanie Hodorowski.
So as we all come together this week, tonight, and in the days and weeks and months coming to remember Jakob, I have to start by saying I cannot remember a time in my life where I have seen a community band in such a way that we have since the loss of Jakob. This has been a tremendous loss for so many people. Jakob was beyond a shadow of a doubt the kindest, purest soul that I knew in my life. I remember meeting Jakob, and that is the story that I want to share with you guys tonight. I met Jakob in Portland, Maine in 2017, and I was sitting at a bar with Mike Marcus, and him and Mike were talking, and I knew who Jakob was because he was in the height of his career. He was making show after show after show. He had a bunch of wins at that point, and him and Mike were talking, and Mike introduced me, and Jakob was like, "Oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. My name is Jakob." And I remember saying, "I know who you are. It's really nice to meet you too." But that was Jakob at his core. He didn't expect anybody to know who he was. His first interaction with me was to introduce himself, despite knowing that I was freshly out of college bowling and I was a competitive bowler myself. His first instinct was to introduce himself. And he said, "I am Jakob. It's so nice to meet you." And I said, "It's so nice to meet you too." And we did a shot of a Washington apple, which I have not done since. But that was Jakob through and through. He was humble, he was kind, and he was a beautiful, beautiful soul who I will spend the rest of my time on earth missing. And to Rob and Todd and everybody else that is part of Straight Up 5, thank you so much for taking this episode to remember him in the way that he deserves to be remembered. If there is something about Jakob, it is that he deserves to be loved and to be remembered and to be ingrained into this sport forever. So thank you so much. And Jakob, I love you with my whole heart, and thank you for who you were in my life. And I will miss you every single day, and I will see you again someday.
Thank you, Stephanie, for
unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Thank you, Stephanie Hodorowski, formerly Stephanie Sheridan, good friend of the show here, for that. That was very, very gracious of you. Obviously, Jakob was at their wedding. She posted this the other day. It says, hide your beer, hide your clear from the man upstairs. Crank it loud, hold it down till I get there. And when I do, I hope you got some new stories to tell. Till then, give heaven some hell. Thank you, Stephanie Hodorowski, for that. Thoughts and prayers go out to you and Eric as well. I know how close y'all were. I got us a little bit teary-eyed. I know poor Michael's been crying a lot the last few days. So it's not over. We have one final video, which I didn't exactly know if this was going to happen or not. But the third man and creator of Straight Up 5, Johnny Petraglia Jr., who I talked to for the first time yesterday, and since he's left the show, who was very, very close to Butters, and was the man that got Ocho and I hooked up with him, had something to say. So here is a message from JP Jr.
What's up, Rad Rob and Mr. Todd McGill and all the affiliates at Straight Up 5, and hello to all the fans of the show. I'm obviously here with the same heart as everybody else. Thought about this video and what I was going to say for probably the entire day I was at work today. Jotted a few things down on paper, and then I decided to just free roll it like I always do and always did when I was a part of this fantastic show. Obviously, I know you have legends just lining up to give their 10 cents about what a wonderful human Mr. Jakob Butturff was and still is to everybody. I really can't say much other than what I'm assuming everybody already knows. Myself, as well as the thousands upon thousands of other people, have poured their hearts out all over social media. And just like anything else major that happens in the world, this obviously spread like wildfire. The only thing I can say is that through, I guess what I've personally learned as this continues to happen and will continue to happen is do as best as you can to do what you think that person would have wanted you to do to continue their legacy. Nobody has a choice when that day comes. So just everybody do your best rather than sitting and sulking and crying, because that's something we all know is the last thing that Jakob would have ever wanted from any of us. Go out and carry his torch, guys. I love you all very much, and continued success to Rad Rob and Todd McGill. And I'll make sure I bounce back in here one of these days to join you guys and shoot the shit for a while. Love you, Jakob. Rest in peace, brother.
Ronnie, if you're listening, that's the second time in 3 days you made me cry, man. Well said.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny, for that, man. When you texted me, and told me what happened, you told me Johnny called you, and then
I literally just got off the phone with him too, and I was like, "All right, I got to text Rob." It floored me. I thought he was goofing off, right? And he's like, "No, you got to sit down and listen to this." And I was like, "Oh shit."
I'm glad you did that, because life's too short, man. Not everybody knows everything that went on behind the scenes when it comes to this show. you know, I thought I lost a really good friend with Johnny, and you know, I said a lot of hateful things towards JP because I was hurt and mad, and it was at a time when the show was booming. We just got partnered with YouTube, and you know, he was going through his stuff, and I was just angry, and I let stupid shit like a podcast, you know, come between friendships. So that was very, very nice of JP to do that. And we are starting the process to mend the fence there because I haven't talked to my buddy. But it took something like Jacob's, you know, passing to realize that they're just
it's
stupid shit, man. Like,
it's in a good way, like
right.
That's what I mean. It's like because we're mourning this. It's something coming out of it. Nobody wants to say that. I get it. I totally get it. It sucks. Something good is going to come out of it, though, and it's not that should be the reason. But I mean, I don't know, man. It's like usually I'm a different guy on the show anyway, so it's different. I don't know.
It's just Jacob being Jacob. It's Jacob being Jacob.
We got to go forward, man.
And you're right. That you know, if it brings more attention to, honestly, I mean, I don't give a shit about myself. I mean, it's fantastic that something like this could bring Johnny and I kind of back together. But aside from that, if this gets more people around the world to realize and learn about Jakob Butturff and see how great of a guy he was and how much people love to be around him, and gets more eyes on the sport that he loved because of it, then, you know, other than what Parker said about Jacob's, you know, finally back home with his mom, if this gets more people to learn about Jacob and about bowling, then that's another good thing that happened as a result of something catastrophic, right, Michael?
Yeah. I would agree 100% with that. It's what he would want.
Yeah, absolutely. Jod, you all right over there?
Yeah, I'm okay, bud.
It's it sucks, man. Larry and OC wants to say praying for Jacob's family, Mike. If you ever just want to talk, reach out.
Much appreciate that. I have to say, I've gotten plenty of support privately through Facebook, even some, you know, on the main page. But I've had a ton of people reach out, and I want to thank you all for that. He wasn't my kid. He never will be my kid, but he was like a kid to me, a kid I'll never have. And I tried to help him and mentor him as much as I could, you know, tried to be there for him along the way. But again, I still think I came out ahead in knowing Jakob Butturff. And, you know, like Johnny said, I don't like it a bit. Ocho, as you said, excuse my language, it fucking sucks. But life happens.
It does.
And
that's simple.
And we have no control over it. It hits you in ways that you never expect. And this was the path Jacob was destined to take, unfortunately. And I accept it, even though I don't like it. And I'll do what Johnny said. I will carry his light, his love. I will try to be more like him in the agony of defeat and the thrill of victory and off the lanes. I'm pretty good with the public, but Jacob had me beat. He was an incredible human being. And this is what he would want, the community talking and sharing and becoming stronger and everybody being better, and giving more love to the game. No negative, just more positive. This is exactly what he would want. And I'll do my best to continue that and share Jacob's life. Like Johnny said, let's carry the torch. Let's keep his light shining. Let's keep his name in our thoughts, and let's love life the way Jacob loved life, if we can.
Very well said, man. And I appreciate you taking all that time to be here as well. Yeah. I know it's super tough. And I knew you guys were close. I didn't realize how close you were. So I can't thank you enough, Mike, for coming on, man, and just talking about Jakob. It takes a lot of guts to do something like that when you're hurting. You know.
I'll tell you one thing, Rob. If the roles were reversed, he might have been the first guy to reach out to you and say, "Hey, I want to be on the show." Again, Jakob being Jakob. He was just that kind of guy. I don't know how much time we have. I want to share one little fun, loving, great memory that I have with Jakob.
Sure, go ahead.
So back at the South Point, the PBA decided that they were going to run a team tournament, kind of like a PBA team challenge, so to speak. And it was no holds barred. You bring your best 5, you show up, you bowl, and the winner will be the winner. And the first day was just games. You just bowled games. You had a 5-man team, and everyone bowled your whole game. And total pins was total pins. And the next day became a match play and a top 4 roll-off and so forth. Well, Andrew Kane and I, along with Coach Nasberg, put together a team of Andrew Kane, myself, a guy named Ben Canfield, who, if I say Ben Canfield, you guys go who, and Russ Obiot, who maybe dabbled on tour a little bit, and obviously Jakob was our 5th. I had so many people come up to me and say, "Man, this is a big tournament. You're bowling against the best players in the world, and you're bringing 3 college kids to come bowl this tournament with you guys. Are you guys crazy?" And I remember Andrew and I just laughing. And I would look at him and just kind of laugh and say, "You'll see," And we didn't win that week, but we introduced the world to Jakob Butturff. And the first day we actually led qualifying, which is an unbelievable feat considering how much talent there is in the bowling world. And Jakob was a big part of that. He was our anchor bowler. I was a champion at the time. Andrew had been Team USA. Jakob was our anchor bowler. I led off, and I led into Ben, I led into Russ, who led into Ben, and then Andrew bowled, who led into Jakob. And we led the qualifying. We didn't end up winning. We ended up qualifying 4th, made the show, and lost our match. So be it. Andrew and I and 3 college kids, who one of the college kids turns out to be one of the best in the world, led the best in the world in a tournament that we had no business leading. But Jakob was a big part of that. He just made you want to be better. He was an unbelievable talent. He was an unbelievable joy to be around. His energy, you fed off of it. He'd pocket 710 and he'd come back smiling and he'd say, "I'll get it next time." I'll strike next time and it won't get me again. That attitude, oh my God. Jakob, can I have it? Please, I need it.
We all do.
I'm going to miss him, man. I'm going to miss him so much.
And mold like that, he always did waddle smash thing.
From when I
did
met
that,
him,
right?
From when I met him, he did. I'm not so sure when he was littler and younger that he didn't do it, but as he got a little older, I probably want to say puberty.
You met him kind of little.
Maybe Chase would be a better person to ask about if he always waddled. But when I met him,
no, that's all right.
He waddled. He had that, like you said, waddle, wink, boom, and when he was bowling, you heard boom a lot. He struck a lot. Oh my God,
he really did. I mean, he
yeah.
He was.
He didn't miss. He didn't miss.
Well, Ouch. I mean, you were close to your dad. You lost him, and I know what that did to you. And by Jakob losing his mom, man, that crushed him. I mean, he just.
And he was 29 years old, 29 or 30 when he 29, I think. So I mean,
yeah,
I don't know, man. Listen, the guy had 10 lives on him already. I don't know.
He did run hard, unfortunately.
I was old when I lost my father, so like that.
Yeah, no, it's and like Parker was on earlier. I don't know if you're watching them, but Parker said, you only get one set of real parent of your actual parents, and when
Right.
When they're gone, that's it, right? I mean, it's just that's part of your identity. That's
Bad.
just,
You got to freaking deal
gone.
with them. You take them, and dude, it sucks. I mean, it sucks. It sucks. That's like
fucking sucks.
Like Mike said before, it sucks.
Put it in perspective.
What I said.
Yeah. Tiger Woods was one of the greatest athletes, obviously, in the game of golf. I'm sorry, Ocho.
I think Ocho's on a little bit of delay.
No, go ahead, go.
Yeah, so Tiger being one of the greatest athletes of his time, lost his father, and his father was very close to him, like Tiger was to, or like Jacob was to his mother, and you could see the effect it had on Tiger. And it didn't quite have the same effect on Jacob because he was still able to go out there and perform and be great. But that tightness, that bond that both Tiger and his father had, and Jacob and his mother had, there's nobody in the world. I mean, obviously people have parents and kids and whatever, and they all have that bond. But like never having a child, I don't know what that's like. I will never know the amount of love that he had for his mother, other than the fact that I knew he did, because God, he talked about her all the time, and we laughed and we cried and we toasted her and cheered her and mourned her, all of that, God, he loved his mother, and I know she loved him. I lost my mom a few years ago, and I wasn't nearly as close to my mom as he was to his mom, and it's tragic. And now, unfortunately, we lost him, and it's tragic as well. And man, I hurt. And,
I know you do.
Being on the show, Rob, actually, in a way, helps me grieve. So thanks for having me on, man.
No, you're welcome, man. I know it's tough, but it also can be cathartic. Put that out there into interwebs and let just get off your back.
Too, man.
You're old enough to be his dad, and you shouldn't. And I know he wasn't your son, but like you said, he was like a son to you, and you should never have to bury your kid before yourself. So,
never.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you being here, man. And I suck at keeping in contact. I'll try to keep in better contact with you. I'm horrible at doing that, but it was good to reconnect with you. Unfortunately, with the times we're under, it's not great circumstances, but it was great to have you on. And we'll have you on again at a more happier time, so Todd can get the chance to pick your brain and talk some bowling with you. So
yeah, Mike, I sent you a friend request and a message on Facebook here a little while ago.
Okay.
You're a pretty amazing individual just in the last couple hours that we were here chatting, and I would like to get to know you better. And you're an inspiring guy to be able to be on the show and talk this through with everyone. And kudos to you, and nothing but love to you and everybody around you. So
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Seems I get on your show every 100 episodes, so let's do episode 300 in honor of Jacob for 300. We'll do episode 300. We'll book it now.
Works for me, man. I appreciate it.
Write it down, Rob.
I will. I got it. It's right up here.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Thanks, Mike. We'll talk to you later, man.
Yeah, you guys take care, man.
Mike, I didn't send you shit.
That's okay, Ocho. It's good to see you.
I had to unfriend Ocho so I could add you on Facebook. So see you, Ocho.
Good job,
you guys take care, man. And like all of us.
Come on, we got to turn it up a little bit, just at the end. That's all.
We do. Jacob would want us to have fun, so yeah, that's a good way to end Michael's appearance here. So thanks, man. I appreciate
That's exactly what it was too. Honestly, swear to God.
All right, Mike. Take care, man.
You guys have a good one. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mike.
You too. See you, bud.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh boy, ouch. It's good to have you here as well, man. You're welcome anytime on the show with Todd and I, obviously. You bring an interesting dynamic. I don't know if it's good, but you bring an interesting dynamic to the show.
He brings something to the show.
He brings something for sure.
No,
he brings his mask.
I showed up a month ago. We had EJ Tackett on. I'm like, holy Jesus, we really. And then,
oh, that's right. You were here for that. I totally
this
forgot.
happened,
Yeah.
man.
And they commented last week. He goes,
What
"What
you were
is
saying
this?
too,
A
also-
bowling podcast?"
Yeah.
What Rob was saying, like, you know, this does bring, it sucks. The world sucks, but it brings people back together, and that's how Rob was saying it before. And like, I don't know, how can that be good? I don't know, but it's gonna be in the long run. That's the way I look at it.
Let me
now,
say
it
this.
fucking
Ouch.
sucks.
It fucking sucks. But knowing Butters as little as I did, but knowing enough about him, he'd be happy right now that Johnny and I,
He'd be happy with my language eventually. That's what it would be.
Yeah, he wouldn't want us to be pissed off at each other and all that. So,
it still sucks.
It fucking
It still
sucks. No, you're right. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck for a long time.
Mike summed it up. He said it. He's like, I don't think. It fucking sucks. It's that simple. It's going to suck, and eventually it will suck less and less and less, and we'll start getting back on normal shit, and we'll remember them, and it'll be fun shit. But it sucks. I remember. I thought you would have known. Actually, when I texted you, I said, "Man, here's sure enough." And then we go online, and these assholes. Yeah. Oh, I went off on these fucking people.
There's a lot of classless people out there.
Not even Ocho shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of classless people out there, man.
No, unintentionally. I didn't want to. I was just pissed because I looked at this and I'm like, you're. Anyway,
I was at work, so I don't get on my phone a lot at work because number one, I can't. Number two, I was so busy. So, when I got home, that's when you texted me. So yeah, you were the first one I heard it from.
No, Johnny called me. He called me, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, man? What's going on?" He's like, "Dude, you just got to hear me out." And I was like, "All right, what's going on?" I think he's going to talk about his boat. He's got us. You know what I'm saying? Like he's doing all this stuff, and he's working.
He's doing great.
A grand old time.
Yeah. And
I said, "Holy shit! Are you kidding me?" And he goes, "Dude, it's going to come around. I promise you." I said, I got you. And I had to text you, honestly. He didn't say to you. He didn't say, I'll talk to her. He didn't said nothing. I said, I don't know.
I appreciate you doing that.
That's how it happened.
That is it. Yeah.
Yeah, still sucks. It'll be good. It sucks. That's all. Anyway.
Well.
Glad I'm back. All right, yeah. How's Ocho doing?
Ocho's back. There we go. I know you love the bell, so that's
all
an
right,
old.
Boys, listen, I got to run on.
Yeah, bud. Appreciate you.
Do your thing. I'll catch you, Rob. You know it. I'll see you guys, and how do I get out of here again? What do I got to do here?
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye, Ocho.
Hey, boys.
All right, get out of here. Nope. Get out. Get out of here. Okay.
You gone.
Thank you, Dr. Ocho, for showing up. But yeah, like I said, Butters would not want anybody to remain mad at each other. So, unfortunately, with him, hi, Laney. Unfortunately, with his passing, reconnects old relationships. I'm thankful for that. So I told Ocho, I said, tell Johnny to text me if he wants to talk. I said life is way too short to be harboring any resentment for no reason over a podcast, right? It's something that trivial. As much as we love it, it's great. We love what we do for the community. Why would you let something like that ruin friendships? Johnny was going through a lot of hard times, battling his demons, and things were said by both of us that neither of us meant. And for Jacob to be as special as he was, and go ahead. I can't.
Yeah. His message that he put out to the show was very special. So I I sent him a message too. I would like to get to know him a little bit as well.
Yeah. Yeah. He was very, that's how gracious JP is when he's clear and sober. Yeah, it says continued success to you and Todd and everybody else on the show, and this amazing show that he helped found. It was about him in the beginning. For him to be that eloquent and gracious, it says a lot about the character of JP when he's 100%, man. He's a beautiful soul. And he wants to come on the show and cut it up, and we'll definitely have to make that happen because he was
without question. That would be a fun night.
And kudos to you as well for being gracious and not feeling like you're the third wheel or you took somebody else's. This is your show. And
okay.
John knows that, but I mean it is what it is. But don't ever feel like you're going to be replaced. Just because I'm talking to Johnny again. I don't
100%. I don't feel that at any point in time. And if I did, you'd know. But I know, but not even a little bit. That's not what tonight's about.
That's right. Tonight's about Butters, and I can't thank everybody enough that took part. Michael Hagenhausen. Appreciate him coming on and talking about one of his best friends, man. That's rough. This is one that I probably won't ever watch back again because it's just hard to watch. But I'm glad we did it because Jacob would want us to talk about him, and he wouldn't want us to be down. I mean, he would have wanted us to crack open a beer, have a drink, and just cut it up and not be so sad because very rarely did anybody ever see him sad, even the people closest to him. So he wouldn't want us, crying over him. But he's God, like Ocho said, it sucks, dude. It really does suck. But thanks to Tom Clark for sending a message. Alex Horton, the entire Bone family, including Parker, for calling in. Can't thank you enough for doing that. Andrew Pfeffer, Bowling with the Pfeff, came on here. Appreciate him as well. Check out his channel on YouTube. He actually interviewed the Laveries tonight. So check out Bowling with the Pfeff on YouTube. I'm all about helping about everybody else. We're big about cross promoting, especially when it comes to bowling. And Butters would love that as well. So who else? Nate Garcia and Chase Nadu, thank you for your messages as well. Tim Mack is in Vegas right now. He wanted to say something, just didn't have time today, but he was passing on his condolences as well. Tom Hess was obviously bowling as well, but he posted on his page as well about how huge of a loss it is. But anybody that participated tonight, we absolutely adore you guys. What you guys continue to do.
I talked to Mike Machuga yesterday, and he said that send his best to the show yesterday as well.
Chugs, man, he's such a good guy. I'm glad we had him on last week.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Next week we have Deandra Asbeatty, fantastic women's bowler. Won the USBC Queens back in 2015, I believe it was, which was a major win of her career. We just had her on Reset and Rise is Unbreakable with Amanda Moore, which is also on the Rad Rob Radio Network. I don't ever promote my other shows at all, which I should do more of. But we have several podcasts on the Rad Rob Radio Network. But we had her on with Amanda, and she's such a firecracker in a Spitfire, and she does a lot for youth bowling with the Elite Bowling League, with the Elite Youth League. I'll get it right for next week, I promise. My head's all over the place, but she has been working with the younger bowlers to get them ready for college and the pros. So Deandra's done a ton for bowling. So we're going to have her on next week as our very special guest. Craig Whammy number 8 says, thanks, guys. Appreciate putting this together. Hopefully there'll be some healing and love to hear about the reconciliation. Thank you so much. Nico, appreciate you being here as well. Alex Bermudez, P. Cal, Nady was in the chat tonight. Cram Bone is here. Who else we got going up here? Scott Shearer actually popped in and said, I'll be headed to the schedule app. I'm not sure. You probably know what that reference means, but thanks for Scott for popping in while Todd's out. But Todd, thanks for making this happen, man. I appreciate you coming up with the idea. It was a no-brainer, obviously. But, yeah, not something that we, enjoy having to experience, whenever you lose somebody. But if this has brought any healing or helped anybody tonight that's having issues with losing Jakob or anybody that they know, hopefully this will bring some healing to you. But, I appreciate you, Todd, as always.
Sure thing. And you as well, Rob.
And I love your Brunswick shirt, by the way. It's pretty cool shirt.
I had a match with my orange.
I like it. All right, guys. Life's short, If any can come out of this, if you're going through damaged relationships as well, whether with friends or family, doesn't care whose fault it is.
Get over it.
Get over
better.
it. Suck it up. Yep. Get better. Mend the fences. Make it happen, because you never know. Good old JR wrestling announcer Jim Ross always says tomorrows are never guaranteed. So take care of who you got, especially that little one right there, and your family as well, as I do with my little girl Addison. Hug your family. Make it happen, because tomorrow's never guaranteed. God bless everybody involved with Jakob, friends and family and colleagues and everybody around the world that was affected by his loss. We love you, Jakob. Glad you got to see your mom again. So until next week, guys, Deandra Asbatty will be on next week. Y'all have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Take care, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill. You can follow the show on X at Straight Up 5 Pod. You can follow Todd on X at TMT Bowling. And you can follow Rad Rob on X at Rad Rob Entertainment. Follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Straight Up 5 Podcast. We'd love to hear from you. You can email us with comments, questions, or suggestions at straightup5podcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill, right here on the Rad Rob Radio Network.